Hello and welcome. I'm Al Barrows, and this is UFO Disclosure, the podcast that's meant to show an average person's reaction to all of the UFO, UAP news from everywhere and anywhere. So the drone incursion phenomenon began in late November when glowing orbs began appearing over 4 sensitive military bases used by the U.S. in the United Kingdom. In some cases, these facilities housed nuclear weapons. But these weren't the first drone incursions. Back in December of 2023, swarms of drones appeared above Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, not far from the CIA headquarters, and disrupted operations to the extent that a whole fighter wing was relocated. Suddenly, over the past few weeks, the number of people seeing these objects has soared nationwide, with more than 3,000 reports to the FBI. And these weren't your everyday hobby drones, far from it. Appearing in clusters in the night sky, some were the size of SUVs. They were brightly lit and loud, with wingspans of 8 to 10 feet. They often came in formations and didn't give off any heat like regular drones. Remarkably, they could maintain flight for over 6 to 8 hours and cross distances of over 15,000 miles. And for a few weeks now, the state of New Jersey here in the United States has been the epicenter of these drone incursions. Many have wondered, why New Jersey? Why so many drones over New Jersey?
The military has been using drones for years, unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs, commercial and private use, and New Jersey is among several sites selected nationwide.
New Jersey, and the reality that unmanned aerial systems, UAVs, the technology is there to use them today, but we haven't figured out a way to safely integrate them into domestic airspace.
Rutgers University is partnering with Virginia Tech to conduct the research. Drone research is already underway at the FAA Technical Center in South Jersey. Companies like Amazon have also experimented with adapting drones for commercial purposes. Lobiondo believes the technology has immense potential.
There's an application with agriculture, there's an application with medicine, there's an application with law enforcement, disaster relief, all kinds of things.
There are also economic benefits.
They're talking about billions of dollars of economic opportunity, thousands of jobs on the map, following through on the work that we're already doing here.
The FAA expects there will be 7,500 drones in U.S. airspace within 5 years. Some privacy rights groups and residents have concerns about widespread use of drones. Critics fear they could be used to spy on Americans.
It's funny that the reporter should mention spying on Americans. Found this on babylonbee.com, and the title reads, FBI assures nation drones just U.S. government spying on its own citizens. And this is FBI Director Christopher Wray. He's here at a conference trying to reassure Americans that the drones being spotted over New Jersey were simply from the United States government spying on its own citizens. That's right, it's not constitutional for drones to be spying on Americans. And it's ironic that the FBI director there came out in public and said that the FBI was using the drones for that very same purpose.
It's pretty scary, but whatever. It's science. It's what it is.
We have to keep up with technology, but there are concerns about
acting location because it has military and commercial airspace.
Nobody has the two side by side, so that as this integration into domestic airspace takes place, we can do testing under both scenarios.
So there you have it. New Jersey is ideal for government testing these drones because they have both military and domestic airspace. So I suggest that what we're seeing over New Jersey is this testing of these military drones. So I think it's high time that the government comes out and tells the truth about what's going on, because all it's doing is fueling a lot of conspiracy theories. Government needs to be more transparent about testing these drones over domestic areas. It just breeds more frustration. Lack of transparency about the drones from the government just breeds a lot of confusion, not only from the police department, but also from elected officials like Chuck Schumer, who tried to pass a bill to have the drones shot down.
Senator Chuck Schumer is fuming that the GOP has blocked his bill to give local officials more ways to track aerial drones.
Our bill explicitly authorizes state and local authorities to conduct drone detection and helps them better coordinate with federal law enforcement.
So we wanted to know, what are authorities saying behind closed doors? New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer, who's on the House Intelligence Committee, was given a classified briefing.
It reinforced the briefings that I received from the FBI and the Homeland Security Department to date, which is that I do not believe at this moment there's any imminent threat posed by the drones people are seeing to anyone's public safety.
But Gottheimer says the government has to tell people what they know now.
Oh, when you don't give people information, then people will fill the vacuum.
Exactly. If you don't give people an explanation, people will fill the void. And usually they fill it with wild conspiracy theories. Here's Senator Hawley demonstrating his frustration over the lack of transparency, even after a briefing that was specifically held to inform Congress members on what's going on with these drones.
We're shutting down Air Force bases. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base gets shut down for a while. When commercial airlines are interfered with, they can't do their flight patterns because of these drones. That's weird. You can't tell me the government doesn't know what's going on here. And the fact they will not brief us, they will not level us with us, they won't answer questions in public, there's something really strange that's going on.
So, Senator, what I think you're saying is that Rosie could be right. They could be aliens.
Here's Representative Malliotakis expressing her frustration over the lack of information coming from the government.
The federal agencies' stories seem to change. First, they were trying to convince us that these were just small manned aircrafts and that we were misidentifying them as drones. Then they tried to convince us, well, yes, now they're commercial drones and recreational drones. And now they're even trying to tell us that these are stars in some cases that we're seeing and we're misidentifying for drones. It is ridiculous that the American people and constituency, but have a say in matters of national security, cannot get this information, cannot get a classified briefing. We're going to be offered a briefing today by the White House and Department of Homeland Security at 2:30 today, but it's not a classified briefing. And so I'm sure the information we're going to be receiving is the same stuff we've been seeing on Twitter, which is ludicrous. And so I'm very frustrated by this process. Personally, I believe that these are government operated drones. I don't know whether they're doing some type of counterterrorism activity or exercises, or maybe testing some new equipment for our law enforcement or military. But the bottom line is they should be honest with the American people. If it's classified, they don't need to give us the details to the public. They should give it to the members of Congress, but at least say what it is in terms of that it is military exercises. That I think would be satisfactory to most people, to not think that we're somehow being invaded by another country.
Exactly. She put it very well there. Here's another politician expressing his frustration from New Jersey.
Tonight saying, they keep saying there's no threat to the public. I mean, you've seen them for yourself. You don't seem satisfied with that response.
All due respect, Brian, to the security advisor, it's tone deaf, it's insulting. I know a bunch of state legislatures and sheriffs here in New Jersey who would be happy to talk to him. The Ocean County Sheriff, one of his officers was on the beach, called 911, reported seeing 50 drones come off the ocean inland. They called everybody, the FBI, the Coast Guard, whatever. The Coast Guard went out to investigate, told them they had 13 drones following them in. This is documented stuff. This isn't just like, Bill down the street is calling this in and nobody's verifying these things. These are real people, like police officers. This is happening. So they need to get, they should be scrambling something up here, figure it out. I'm surprised they haven't put a plane up just to say, here's what we've done. But to see no response, no federal response is truly upsetting.
Exactly. To have no response and to let this go on for so long is just going to create more and more havoc and panic. The lack of transparency from the government, including from its own officials, just creates a lot of conspiracy theories. Here's Representative Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey, who was famously quoted as saying that these drones are from Iran and that they're spying on us.
Republican of New Jersey, you were in a briefing yesterday. You had said that you believed, or you heard, that it could be from Iran. The Pentagon says that's not the case. And so I wonder, if you had put in China, if the Pentagon would then be forced to respond as well, and then we somehow narrow it down by way of guessing game.
They've been incredibly stupid and incredibly weak with this. Here's the point. We know they're not backyard drones that some hobbyist is using because they're much more sophisticated than that. We know that they're not a commercial company within the United States because we don't even have this level of sophistication yet. We are a full decade behind where China is with drones. The government claims it's not them. They say it's not them. So who is it? Well, I had credible individuals who have high security ratings, and they came to me. And again, these are dependable, credible individuals that have security clearance that felt that they wanted to clear the air. They were in essence whistleblowers and said, look, they believe there's a real possibility it could be Iran, that there could be a ship out, not right on the coast of New Jersey, not right there, but these drones, as cited by the Coast Guard, are coming in and out of the ocean. They're going to the ocean. They're not pontoons. They're not landing on the water. They're landing on something. We're not being told the truth. They are dealing with the American public like we're stupid. And again, understand these drones are sophisticated systems, ones that we don't have, that we don't normally see, and we need some real substantive answers. This has been going on for almost 1 month. It's incredible.
Sir, some people did not respect your answers yesterday when you were on our network with Harris. But you're on the Transportation Committee, you're on the Aviation Subcommittee, so you've got some chops. But I mean, you pull.
Okay, so I agree that these are very sophisticated drones. And the longer the government withholds information about these drones, the wilder these conspiracy theories are going to get. Junebro on the subreddit Are Aliens thinks catastrophic disclosure is happening. And he writes, Christmas 2024, the aliens will use their gravity and time manipulation to deliver presents to all the good humans. The drones have been scanning humanity's population over the last few weeks to determine what individuals have been naughty or nice. And these drones have even been spotted over the White House.
I'm telling you, they're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the light changing.
It is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
The one in the middle.
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
Yeah.
The one to the right, or over here.
The one behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
Or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
yeah,
that one.
and I'm saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol,
That
those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back to the car?
They're here, Ella.
Okay, so that was from the subreddit Are UFO, and that was a couple of those drones that were stationary in the sky near the U.S. Capitol building. He was very careful there also to differentiate between airplanes and the drones that were stationary. There were also some arrests that were made in connection with these drone sightings.
The latest, I want to bring you some breaking news in regards to some of these mysterious drone sightings that we have been seeing across the country. Taking a look here at a tweet from the Boston Police following hazardous drone operation in Long Island. Now, we do have a part of the statement here from the Boston Police Department as we just got this news just a little while ago. And it says this: on December 14th, 2024, at approximately Police Harbor Patrol Unit arrested 2 individuals identified as 42-year-old Robert Duffy of Charlestown and 32-year-old Jeremy Folkick of Bridgewater, Massachusetts. The hazardous drone operation near Logan Airport's airspace.
So there's all sorts of drone operators out there, including these 2, which seem to be individuals working on their own. And sometimes the government adds to the confusion when it doesn't tell officials like the fire department what exactly is going on. I found this on the subreddit UFOB, Toking Messiah. The FBI tells New Jersey fire departments to not approach downed drones and to contact the bomb squad. So when the Federal Bureau of Investigation tells the fire department not to approach the downed drones, that insinuates that even the fire department is not equipped to handle these drones. And what do these drones contain that even the fire department is advised not to handle them? And at one point, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base was shut down over unauthorized drone activity. Now, I think it's important to point out that in addition to all the drones that people are seeing up in the sky, there are also these orbs that people are seeing all over the place as well. And I think the orbs were there even before the drones showed up. This is what an orb looks like, and it was recorded by Pauline Morgallo on TikTok.
See if I can zoom in more. I know I can, but my fingers don't work. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. There we go. Let's see if I can zoom in. That's kind of cool.
Okay, so that's what the orbs look like. Here's a drone expert who claims that the drones are there in order to watch or keep an eye on the orbs.
Figured out what the drone situation is. I was in the Army, active duty. I worked on drones. I was a maintenance NCO for some surveillance drones. And before that, I worked on the Apache, the Kiowa. I know aviation. So what people are not noticing is that you have two separate types of drones and two separate types of things in the air right now. First off, the drones that you see with flight lights or anti-collision lights or the things that the FAA requires, those are drones that are probably operated by the United States government. Now, the orbs that you've been seeing on the internet, that is the reason why all those drones are up there. And that is also why the government isn't telling you what's going on. And that's because the drones that you see that look like regular aircraft, those drones are up there to get some information on the actual orbs, which are actually the UFO.
And it gets even stranger. Here's a TikTok video which seems to show an orb knocking a drone clear out of the sky. Okay, so I believe that's the drone. And this was videotaped in Phoenix, Arizona on the 14th of December this year, 2024. Okay, there's the orb. So the drone is the green flashing light on and off, and it seems to be checking out the orb. Okay, there's the orb, that green flashing light going on and off. It seems to be right on the orb right now. And now it's crashing down to the earth. Yeah, that's the drone that's crashing down to the earth right there. Wow. Yeah, and the orb is still up in the sky.
And yet, millions of people around here, New Jersey, of course, here in Staten Island, and beyond, are getting nothing but don't believe what you see. You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11, if you see something, say something. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too. And the people of Staten Island deserve answers. The people of this city and state and region deserve answers of what the heck is going on.
Exactly. And that was representatives from New Jersey, Staten Island, and New York expressing their frustration over, again, the lack of transparency from the government. It was an actual theory at one point that these drones were looking for radioactive material that had been lost. There were a few posts that were taken down, and I can't seem to find very many. This was part of one that was on the subreddit r/UFO, and the title reads, "New Jersey drones may be searching for missing uranium-68. Pin sources are missing in the area." So I thought it'd be a good idea to get an expert's point of view on what these drone incursions could mean. And who better than Dr. Stephen Greer, with over 34 years of studying unidentified flying objects. Here he is in a YouTube video.
That the actors who are keeping this secret will take the momentum of disclosure and try to turn it into an alien invasion scenario and create all kinds of confusion and alarm and panic. So this is a PSYOP, psychological warfare operation. We predicted it. We've been predicting it for 25 years.
So he thinks it's psychological warfare, or what the military calls a false flag, in order to distract while something else is going on. That begs the question of what is going on while we're watching these drones. So could all this just be a PSYOP, a psychological warfare by the military-industrial complex, a test of sorts to see how we would react if real UFOs showed up? Not sure. What I do know is that the vast majority of us are unaware of the cutting edge technology that the military is experimenting with or already has in place now. I found this on Military and Aerospace Electronics, and the title reads DARPA releases BAA for unmanned submersible mothership able to launch UAVs or unmanned aerial vehicles and UUVs. Arlington, Virginia, August the 27th, U.S. military research, and this is back in 2013, mind you. U.S. military researchers have released an industry solicitation to develop an unmanned submersible over the next 5 years. Add 5 years to 2013, that's 2018. So they should have this by now. And this submersible can transport and deploy unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned underwater vehicles, UUVs, stealthily close to enemy operations. Could this be what that representative was talking about when he came out in public and he said that the Iranians were launching UAVs off of a submarine? Here's a picture of how the system would work. If you guys have a visual on this graphic, it's called the Hydra system. Unmanned vehicles designers at the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, or DARPA, in Arlington, Virginia, released a broad agency announcement last Thursday for the Hydra program to demonstrate an unmanned undersea system with a new kind of unmanned vehicle delivery system that inserts UAVs and UUVs stealthily into operational environments to respond quickly to situations around the world. Hydra aims to develop a distributed undersea network of UUVs and UAVs able to operate independently for weeks or months at a time to complement manned ships, submarines, and aircraft as an alternate means of delivering various capabilities above, on, and below the ocean's surface. So could there be any truth to what that government official was claiming about an Iranian submarine shooting off these drones off the coast of the United States? Not sure, but this article certainly lends credence to the possibility that could happen. I'm not sure if the Iranians possess that technology, but we certainly do. And NASA is getting into the Drone Act too. They actually have a playbook on how to install these drones into everyday life. I found this on an online magazine. It's by NASA, and it's entitled NASA is Creating an Advanced Air Mobility Playbook. NASA is building the system to make soaring over traffic in air taxis, providing public good missions in the form of medical and emergency response by drone, receiving packages faster, and participating in a sustainable and safe mode of air transportation, a reality. This new form of transportation is called Advanced Air Mobility, or AAM. So there's a few visuals here where NASA's playbook is going to be using these new drones in emergency response. In healthcare, they intend to be using these drones, and all sorts of automation these drones are good for. And NASA is researching the automation software that will perform airspace communication, flight path management, avoidance with other vehicles, and more skills needed to operate in a busy airspace. They actually have a plan for vertiports, where these drones would be coming in from everywhere and landing and taking off vertically. NASA is researching where these vertiports or vertiplexes, which are multiple vertiports in proximity, will work into existing infrastructure. So drones are here to stay, and they're going to become part of our lives. Most people are just becoming aware of them. But the military has been using them for years and has heavily invested in the future of drone use in warfare and in other platforms. Found this on the online magazine Interesting Engineering, and the title reads, U.S. Pentagon's, quote, replicator, end quote, will churn out thousands of drones. Announced at the National Defense Industrial Association's Emerging Technologies Conference in Washington, the replicator could be the future of U.S. asset production. The United States Department of Defense has just unveiled its plan to mass produce autonomous weapons like drones to counter China's rapid militarization. Replicator, the new program, will see the U.S. focus on developing and churning out thousands of small, smart, cheap, and many combat units. The initiative aims to use AI-powered, uncrewed systems to counter China's armed forces while harnessing U.S. innovation. Okay, so as far as the drones, I have an idea, at least in my own head, of what's going on. I think the military is using a new aviation methodology to demonstrate its all-domain dominance in action. The full purpose of the demonstration is obviously unknown, but thanks to the internet, everyone is watching, especially the global intelligence community. As far as having no cover story, I'm not sure why they're not giving some sort of an excuse as to what's going on. That's a mystery. However, there is a strong social reaction to what's going on, and it's happening organically right now. Yet the government persists in its silence. Regardless, a game is being played out. And with all the new cutting-edge technology on track for widespread deployment, the skies are going to get even more crowded with even more secrets. If a new social aerial national infrastructure is being developed at taxpayers' expense, then we should have been informed. We should have gotten a vote. We should have at least been in on what's going on. And even though this technology might be legal, it hasn't been discussed publicly. We, as the public, have been kept as far away from these innovations as possible while they were being developed. I personally think that there might be some extraterrestrials watching the action unfold, and those might be the orbs that I showed earlier. Fingers crossed. But I think most of us have to educate ourselves on what's going on with these drones, because they're going to become a part of our everyday lives pretty soon. My name is Al Barrows. This has been UFO Disclosure. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
We are launching the drones up in the sky as of right now in New Jersey and stuff, in Texas, everywhere. Like, y'all don't gotta be afraid. Them are man-made drones. And we're doing the launching or whatever. Now, what you do have to be concerned of, my bad, my eye, but is the orbs that's inside the sky that y'all see just glowing and stuff, that's shooting down the drones and all that. That's not a part of us. Them are actually real life aliens. Like, aliens do exist. They're above and they're below us. Yes, they do exist. And 2025 come, there will be a lot more of exposing the truth. Now, I can't say the reason why, but because it's already out here, so I can speak on this. Aliens are real, and